The North Pennines, a realm of ancient moorlands where time moves at a different pace. And here, rising majestically above all, stands Crossfell, the silent sentinel of this wild expanse. The path to Crossfell is no easy journey, but those who dare to climb are rewarded with vistas that defy imagination, with the Lake District lying to the west, its peaks like slumbering giants. Of course, these views are all weather dependent, and on this trip I was not expecting to see much. A low cloud base meant that about halfway through my ascent, I would be shrouded in the mist and cloud that so often cover the North Pennines. It will be a real test of navigation. These stones hold stories etched by time itself. They've seen Viking raiders, medieval shepherds, and the ghosts of forgotten battles. The Helm Wind, the very breath of this ancient mountain. The Helm Wind is no ordinary breeze. This fierce northeasterly that descends upon Crossfell's flanks is the only named wind in the British Isles. But why Helm? Some say it takes its name from the Helm Bar, a cap of cloud that forms above Crossfell, heralding the wind's arrival. In hopes of better weather in the morning, I decided to carry on past Crossfell, not even catching a glimpse of the summit through the thick cloud layer. The rain began to fall heavily as I approached my overnight stop. High above the world, where the air thins and the curlews call, lies a humble refuge, a sanctuary for weary wanderers. This is Greg's Hut. The highest bothy in England, its walls weathered by centuries, its time-worn stones echoing tales of miners and moorland shepherds, a place of solace perched on Crossfell's windswept shoulder. But Greg's Hut is more than a shelter. It's a lifeline. Here, walkers find respite from the Helm Wind's fury, and local shepherds seek refuge when the moor turns treacherous. The Bothy has become very popular, and the visitors book confirmed this, so I felt very lucky to have the place to myself for the night. I needed to dry out and warm up, so I lit the stove and then turned my attention to food. I had with me a new stove. I bought the MSR Wind Pro 2 a couple of months ago, but this was the first time I've gotten to use it. I have quite a few stoves now. I tend to use a classic gas canister stove in the spring and summer months, but gas canisters are not great when the temperature drops or when you climb to altitude. So in the winter, I switch over to my MSR Whisperlight liquid fuel stove. That thing is bomb-proof. Not affected by altitude or sub-zero temperatures, it's almost perfect. The one thing that lets it down is that it needs to be primed. This involves burning a small amount of liquid fuel to heat up the fuel pipe, which then vaporizes any liquid fuel that passes through. This priming process can give you a big, uncontrollable flame, which is less than ideal, especially in the confines of a tent porch during really bad weather. The Wind Pro 2 might offer a sort of halfway house between my summer and winter setups. It works with a standard gas canister. You light it as you would any gas canister type stove. However, the canister is remote and can be inverted. Once the fuel pipe is heated, you can invert the stove, sending liquid fuel towards the burner, which is then vaporized. This improves efficiency. Basically, it gives you the advantage of the MSR Whisperlight liquid fuel stove, but without the hassle of the large, uncontrollable flame during the priming process. Or at least that's the theory. Greg's hut holds secrets. Whispers etched into its beams, it remembers John Gregory, a climber lost to the mountains. His memory lives on here, in the flicker of the stove and the inked pages of the visitor's book. It was a nice change not being confined to a tent with such poor weather outside. It meant my pack was pretty light also, no tent being required, and dehydrated meals saving even more weight. With the candles flickering in the bothy, I drifted off to sleep, hoping conditions would ease for my visit to Crossfell in the morning. The rain did ease up. However, the wind had strengthened overnight. After a quick breakfast, I packed up and started the climb towards Crossfell. The helm wind is relentless, a force that shapes the land. It carves its path through the heather, bending the very stems that cling to life. To stand on Crossfell during the helm wind is to feel the pulse of the earth itself. The air rushes past, urging us forward, reminding us that we are but fleeting visitors in this ancient theatre. Greg's hut, a guardian of moor and sky, made stove remain warm, its visitors kind, and as the curlews cry, let us honour those who tend this ancient refuge.